William Adair, gilder, conservator, and frame historian, will share his knowledge and expertise about the frames in the Kreeger collection. Bill founded the Gold Leaf Studios in 1982. The studios concentrate on conservation of gilded artifacts, fabrication of carved wood, and architectural gilding. Internationally known, some of Bill's clients include Anderson House, the Baltimore Museum of Art, the Cincinnati Art Museum, the Corcoran, Phillips, National Gallery of Art, and embassies including Denmark, France, Germany, and Japan. But that just gives you a taste of the work that he's done. And now it is my pleasure to present to you William Adair, who will speak to you about the variety of frames in the Kreeger Museum.
This is an original frame design by a man named Fred Harrer from New Hope, Pennsylvania. His student, Ben Badura, I had the opportunity to work with, so I know this pattern quite well. It's carved out of basswood, it's water gilded with 23 karat gold, and it has some very subtle surface characteristics which I'd like to point out. First of all, it has this razzle pattern on the outer and inner edge, which is done by walking a screwdriver into the surface of the gold after it's been gilded. Another very interesting detail is it has a suggestion of a corner ornament rather than a definite ornament. And there's punch work that goes along on the panel. So the frame was made in keeping with the tradition of frame making and gilding, but is very modern in its concept. This Tanguy painting has what appears to be the original frame. It's a very interesting design that we call a baguette. It's just a simple gilded cap which goes around. It has a piece of velvet which is mounted to the center point. And then the canvas is actually floated. You can see the edges of the canvas around a thinner little baguette. So you have these very thin gold edge lines which echo some of the design concepts in the painting, where you have the lines going in and out of connecting these various elements. So you have this wonderful streamlined modernist aesthetic that the frame has, the painting also contains. It's water gilded, it has burnished water 23 karat gold, it's got the lap lines also creating more linear elements, and altogether it's a very interesting stylistic aesthetic of the late 40s and early 50s. So we have a rare opportunity to look at the back of this Tanguy painting. And what's important about this is every frame on the back tells a story about its provenance and its history. And you can see here that the various dealers who have handled it, even the artist's handwriting is on the back of this, on the stretcher, giving the title and his home address. And pencil inscriptions like this are invaluable for curators and researchers to understand what the artist was thinking, what their titles were, and what kind of frames they put on them, whether it's original or not to the painting.
Bill Adair has shown us that frames are much more than bookends. They really serve to separate a picture from the room. The important question we have to ask ourselves now, of course, is what frame will do the job most successfully of separating the picture from its wall. Conservators look for three qualities in good frames. First, a frame should share the same period as a picture. Second, the frame should retain its gilding. And third, a frame should participate in the composition of the picture through its color, through the depth of its profile, and through the arrangement of its ornaments. According to Bill Adair, there are some frames in the Kreeger collections that perform superbly. What about the others? Should they be replaced? There is strong consensus that a frame is also a moment in the history of taste. And in that sense, what we see in the Kreeger collection reflects what curators, art collectors and art dealers considered good frames in the 50s and the 60s. They certainly pleased David and Carmen Kreeger, the founders of the museum.